Hey guys, welcome to the Jack of All Trades channel. I'm Cliff with my brother Sparky here, and we're going to install this K&N Cold Air Intake system in his 2013 Dodge Challenger SXT with the 3.6 V6. So we're going to take out this whole entire stock airbox system out of here, and we're going to show you how to do it step by step. The model number for the V6 is 692544TP, and if you get it at Summit Racing, you'll put K&N and then the number. And this particular setup, the Typhoon system, is for Chrysler, Dodge, 11 through 15 Challenger, 11 through 15 Charger, 11 through 15 300, all for the V6. And you'll need a few tools. You're going to need a 4mm Allen wrench, 10mm socket, 14mm socket, 10mm wrench, an extension, a flathead screwdriver, and a ratchet. And it has a lot of detailed instructions on here, and we're going to go each step piece by piece. And hopefully the wind ain't buffeting in my microphone on my camera here, but we're going to do the best we can because we are in the driveway using the back of my pickup as our workbench. So let's get started. Alright, the first step you got to do is disconnect the negative post in the battery, or on the battery rather. And in the Dodge Challengers, the battery is in the trunk. So Sparky's going to take off the negative post and make sure it don't touch any metal. Oh, there we go. Alright, so step one is complete. And by the way, that is a, what size, bud?
10.
It's a 10mm size on the negative post on the battery in the trunk. Alright, next step is, we're back under the hood now. The next step is to remove the engine cover from the engine.
I always start with the back side here because it always gets hung up. It might just be this specific car that does it. I don't know.
And that just appears that it just snaps on there.
And that's it.
Alright.
Just set it off to the side.
Yep, just set it off to the side somewhere. Okay, next step, what you got to do is disconnect the inlet air temperature sensor, which is up here by the throttle body. There's the throttle body right there. And your temperature sensor is right here, and Sparky's going to take it out. And it just pops out.
Yeah, you just twist it to the left a bit, and then it should just slide right out, like that.
Yep, and just let it dangle to the side for now.
Make sure it doesn't get broken by anything.
Alright, next you want to disconnect the crankcase vent hose from the air filter housing, which is this thing right here, and it should just slide right off with a little bit of work probably.
Yeah, just gotta twist it a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's really on there. Okay, let me try it. Let me try keeping the camera. Yeah, so we're leaving this in the video to show that this stuff, that we're actually fighting this thing a little bit. Gonna pull on it. Okay, that's done. Alright, next what you gotta do is loosen the clamp of the hose from the throttle body. All you gotta do is just loosen it right now.
A flathead screwdriver.
Yeah, flathead screwdriver.
And then that should be good.
Well, loosen up more.
Oh.
Now let's get real loose.
Yeah, that should be good.
Alright. Alright, so next what you want to do, You want to disconnect this bolt right here. It holds down your air box, and it's a number 8. Okay, it does not say this on the instructions here, because it says you need a 10 and a 14. It does not say anything about an 8, so let you know that. So it's a number 8, and Sparky's going on to do that right now. Got to pull the whole thing out. Alright, so the next step now is to remove this whole entire piece out of the vehicle. So just pull the box up and then slide it out. There you go. How'd you pull that off?
It's just like a little rubber piece.
That's a little rubber deal?
Yeah.
Alright. And then slide it off.
Yeah, see, it just, the little rubber piece just clips on right here.
Okay. So let's pull this whole thing out. I'll stand back so you get that on the camera. Alright, and K&N recommends that customers do not discard the factory intake. For whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe if you plan on selling your car later, or something, I don't know. Or if you may want to put it on eBay, whatever. But they say to keep it, or they recommend it.
That's what we'll be doing.
What are we going to be doing?
We'll be keeping it, just in case in the future.
Alright, on to the next step. Alright, the next step, you got to grab your heat shield, which is this big, weird, crazy shaped black thing there. And you want to install this little rubber deal right here to this tab using the big bolt and the big washer that came with the kit. Oh yeah, and it takes a 9/16, another size that's not mentioned on the instructions. And the flat piece, and the flat piece goes up against the bottom side of the thing. And it appears they didn't drill the hole out big enough, so they have to twist it in. Alright, now you torque it down. That should be good, maybe.
Yeah.
Or may want to loosen up. I don't think it's supposed to be bubble like that. Yeah, folks, you're watching us screw up as we're going along. I think this.
Watching me screw up.
Yeah, watching Sparky screw up. I'm just holding the damn camera being narrator.
That should be good.
Yeah, that should be good.
And all this does is just keep it steady in the hole. It really doesn't hold it down in there. Yeah.
Yep. Alright. Alright, so next what you want to do is install the mounting bracket, which is this 90-degree elbow. And you got one side that's like a regular hole, and you got one that's oval. And you want to use the hole that has just a single little deal, and Sparky's going to show you how to assemble this piece. So use the smaller bolt with the washer, and then you put the spacer on the back side, and then run it through. Hold on, let me show all these holes they have here. Okay, on this side you have 1, 2, 3 holes, and you want to put it in the most upper right hole. And this is a number 10 for the socket. Since we don't have a 10 wrench on us, so we're just going to have to use 2 sockets. front shot, and we'll do a side shot. Yeah, you want it like straight up 90 degrees. You want it even with the edge of this right there. Yep. Alright, next what you want to do, you need to install the weather stripping. And they give you two pieces of weather stripping. They give you a long piece and a short piece. So you want to grab the shorter piece and do the bottom of this edge here. Yeah, you want to put your heat shield face down, and then go along this edge, start at the bottom of the tab and follow around. And the way it locks into place is with this little channel right there. It just grips on around the edge, and the instructions say you will have to trim it, so we got a pair of scissors. If that don't work, we're going to have to pull a knife out or do something, I don't know. Anyway, so here we go. Looks like that's a little bit of trouble area. But we're all manly men watching this. We're even some manly women that watch this. Alright, and it looks like it did overhang a little bit. It looks like it did overhang a little bit, so we just gotta find the thing, the edge. Yeah, so we gotta trim this much off. It looks like what, an inch and a half maybe.
These are shitty scissors.
So you might have to pull it off the track a little bit. Just on this end down here. There we go, try that since you already got your mark. Alright. So now, gotta put the damn thing back in there. Alright, the next step is continue on with the weather stripping. Now we gotta do the top edge here, starting at the tab, going up and around, all the way over to the corner here with the long piece.
This one, I'd say start on the edge.
So it needs to come down a little bit more there. Oh no, that's the angle. Never mind.
Sorry for all the weird angle.
That's fine. Yeah, looks like we're going to trim it here. That's why I was suggesting to start at the tab and work your way to the edge. So Mr. Sparky's on the case with the scissors.
might not cut enough off. Do I have to cut a little bit more?
Or, yeah, or maybe just undo it and then just trim it off of this end. Might be easier. However you want to do it, it's up to you.
I just trim it here.
Alright. So he didn't take enough off, as you hear our dialogue. So he's trimming this a little bit more. This ain't no exact science to it, it's just,
These are dull old scissors, and it actually has metal here in the stripping, so it's hard to cut through. And that did it.
Alright, so we all secure all the way around.
Yeah.
Alright. And there she is. Alright, well, I lied. Before we install it in the car, we got to screw this little deal onto it on the inside of the box, because this is what holds the air filter in place. And the way you do that, try to face throw on the inside here. Okay, this little piece here, okay, you got the two little doodads there, like nuts, and then two little holes there. It's pretty much self-explanatory after this. So you just stick that through there, and then
line them up, line
them up.
It's kind of hard to do holding that.
And this and this uses the Allen key bolts with the washer, and it is the number 4. And go ahead and anchor that down really good. Alright, and it appears I lied once again. Okay, yeah, well, so there it is. Excuse me, I'm jumping ahead on the things here. Before the install, next is this little bubble rubber deal. Has the K&N logo on it and the part number on the one side. Then on the other side it just has the K&N logo, and this will just slide over this exposed piece on the outside of the little deal we just put in, and it's held in place with the clamp, one of these big hose clamps they gave. So give this back to Sparky over here, and yeah, so this is the top. Yeah, so this is the top. So have the K&N logo facing up. You might want to slide this on first. Yeah, slide that on first.
I think this screwdriver might be a little too big. Or it's too small or something. You know, I rather prefer using a...
Well, here's a smaller one.
It's kind of hard to do it with a flathead, so I just recommend using like a little socket. I'm sure it is.
What size is it?
I have no idea.
Alright, so he's going to figure out what size this is.
Most likely an 8. So wherever that 8 went.
Oh, the 8's over here. Yeah, don't mind us. We're going along.
Yeah.
Yeah, so using a number 8 on the clamp is a lot better than using the flathead.
Yep.
Alright, reviewing the instructions here. That is the final step for prep. So we got the gasket going all the way around. We got the little tab doodad in there. We got this funnel thing hooked in here. We got the tab hooked in here. And now for the install. Okay, finally time for the install. After jumping the gun a few times. Little tip here is this little doodad. I don't even know what the hell this is called. It's a little, I don't know, whatever.
It just helps the
Yeah,
bottom not from wiggling around.
And it goes into this big ass hole in your wheel well. And you want to put it on the inside of this hole, mounting doodad. Yeah, like so. And then you use the same number 8 bolt from the factory kit. It's a long ass bolt, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright, yeah, and you can see, well, maybe you can't see, it's getting a little dark, how the weather stripping kind of hugs all the way around on the bottom there. Alright, well, anyway, there it is, the heat shield installed. Alright, next what you want to do is come back under the hood to your throttle body, and for the little collar, that's what I'm calling a little rubber collar and a clamp, and slide that onto the throttle body and anchor that down nice and tight.
We're definitely not pros at this.
No, well, we're winging on how we know it. Just, yeah, want that as flush as possible up against that. Once again, he's using a number 8 to secure it.
Which probably using a flathead right now when it's this loose might work, but using a number 8 to tighten it down.
Yes, you got the clamp like super wide open. Using the flathead to close it up.
Now you can use the number 8.
Alright, the collar's on there nice and snug on the throttle body. Looking very good. Alright, on to the next step. Alright, so they're telling us to unhook the air temperature sensor deal from the air box, which is the factory air box, which already is, then put it into the tube. But this little dude is like seriously in the wiring harness right here, so we're not going to screw with it at the moment. We're just going to wait till we put the tube in, and we're going to put it in the tube and then lock it in place. And
just so then when you're moving the tube around, putting it in, you're not pulling on the wire and messing it around.
Yep, exactly. So before we deal with all that, we got to prep the tube a little bit, and they gave us a 90 degree TTP or TDP, something. It's fucking an old 90 degree elbow deal.
It's for the crankcase.
Yeah, it's for the crankcase.
Hose.
Yeah, that too. So Sparky's gonna twist that in there. And just be careful, because it's plastic. You're screwing plastic into metal, and plastic will strip out way quicker. Now you already got it sideways.
Yeah. It's already sideways again.
Yeah, so as you can see,
some of this stuff is not measured right. So no matter which way you go.
yeah, it's crooked again. Alright, so anybody installing one of these things, be prepared for this. Unless they built yours a little bit better. So let's monkey around with this thing to get it in, then we'll continue on with this install. Alright, about after 10 minutes of fumbling around with this damn thing, just kept trying to go cross-threaded. And what's your tip for this, Sparky?
Just push down really hard and try to get it even as possible. Just push down and twist.
Alright, so go ahead and keep twisting it on there. Because I say do it hand tight all the way down, and then
that's about hand tight for now. And then what do they say?
Two full turns with the wrench. But we don't have any wrenches on us.
And I really don't think that's necessary.
But a way to cheat would maybe just stick a screwdriver in there. A little flathead maybe. Or Phillips. Well, I'm holding the camera on this.
Okay.
So
2 full turns?
That's what it said.
Well, I think that's too much, really. I mean, like, this is on there.
Alright, so you want it. Okay, you see how we got the L shape right now? Because right now it's laying down backwards towards us, but installed it'll look like this.
Yeah, so that piece is facing the right way.
Yeah, so when you have it facing you like this, because you want it facing back, because that's for your crankcase breather. Okay, just like one more step to prep the tube for the install, and that's going to be the mounting bracket here. The mounting bracket is this doodad, and I gotta find a bolt, because we gotta bolt this right here, well, down like this, and because this is for the mounting bracket, and then this is going to be for your air temperature sensor, and it'll just twist right in there according to the directions anyway, but who knows, we'll find out here in a second. So we're going to install this bracket. Okay, you go ahead and do your thing.
Alright, so guys, this little bubble thing that was here, you gotta take that off, and it's really easy, it just slides right out. And that's for this fork here. because this clips in over here to this. So that's what's going to be a bracket for the hose, so then you don't get confused. That's what that's for, if you're missing something.
Okay, so you get the little bubble deal in there from your factory one. Now you take your last bigger bolt, big hex bolt with the washer, and just go ahead and screw it in there. We're just going to do it hand tight right now, leave it a little bit loose so we can wiggle things around.
Yeah, we'll deal with tightening it down later.
Alright, so now we're going to install the tube, and before we do that we need to put another clamp on the little bubble thing on the heat shield. Yeah, just open up real loose and wide. And
yeah, these are pretty pain though. I wonder if there's actual different sizes clamps here.
no, they're all the same. Well, this is rubber, so just squeezing around in there.
Trying to twist it to get it even with the other one so it looks decent. There we go.
Alright, and next we'll slide the last remaining one over the collar on the throttle body. We'll just leave that loose for the moment. Okay, now we're going to grab the tube.
Let me blow it out in case any of that plastic.
Yeah, some of the plastic on the 90-degree doodad
Could have got in there, but I didn't see anything falling in just in case.
Alright, so slide that, hold on, gonna pull it out a little bit. Okay, go ahead. Make sure this is dangling. So you want to slide it in both ends. Alright, so you gotta stick it into the air box first, or heat shield rather, and then wiggle it around.
This is clamped, that's pretty tight. Yep.
Alright, now we got it all into place. Yeah, that's our mom talking to the cat and the dog and who knows what other critter we got going. And so everything's just like loose hanging out at the moment. And take your mounting bracket, stick it back on your little bubble deal. Alright, everything's loose right now, and you can see the pipe inside this little funnel thing here. And we're going to tighten up all the clamps.
Retighten the air box.
Yeah, retighten the air box.
Because when I was trying to put this in, because that clamp's pretty tight, it was kind of moving the air box, so it's probably loose.
Alright, so now we're going to anchor everything down, make it tight. Alright, we got everything all tightened up here. the 2 clamps here, the mounting bracket, and the 2 clamps over here, and this bolt.
Bracket.
Yeah, bracket bolt.
All tightened down again.
So before we put the filter in, we're going to put the air temperature sensor into the tube, and it has a little tab right here, and you can see the little slots in there. So just slide it in. Hopefully the wire's long enough.
Is it long enough?
Yeah, I think. Well, you can see this is going to be an asshole too. Installation tip. There's a factory zip tie that's making the wire too tight, so we're going to break that off. Because it's preventing the wire from coming down. Alright, Scratch always said, follow the damn directions, alright? Don't skip no fucking steps. So here's the air intake sensor. As you see, we had to pull it out of the car. And had to push it in there super damn hard. And then get a little love taps on the doodad there. With
So it twists and locks.
Yeah, so it twists and locks. Alright, so move those back over to the Casper, and then we'll try this again. Yeah, I had to unplug the sensor from the deal.
Cut that tab.
Yeah, and there's a little
Zip tie
thing here. We had to cut because it was keeping the wire too tight. And because the hole for the sensor on this tube is further back
than on the stock.
Because the stock one is like right up here by the throttle body, but on this K&N tube it's like a couple few inches back towards the front of the car. So that's an insulation tip for you. Okay, another insulation tip is that these clamps are 2 different sizes. Alright, now we just spent like a half hour figuring this fucking shit out. Okay, the gold head ones belongs on the throttle body because they're smaller. Then the silver ones are bigger and they go down here. So we just did a swap out with one into the other. So we should be good now, I think. I hope. And Sparky says, oh yeah, they're all the same size. Well, I said that. Did you see the look on his face? Oh well. Live and learn. It's a birthday present for him. 2 brothers, the Challenger brothers, doing Mopar stuff. Oh well. Okay, now after all the snafus, we're finally ready to install the filter. There's only one clamp that's on it, and then it just slides over the little funnel thing, and now I gotta figure out how to get damn something in there to tighten the clamp up. Looks like Sparky's opting for the socket. And you can see it's in the small area, but he'll get it. He's the main. Well, there it is, installed. From the filter all the way down over here into the throttle body.
Where's the bottle spray?
Okay, with the if we didn't have any snafus, this job showing took like maybe 45 minutes to an hour. But since there was snafus and switching things around, it took us about 2 hours to do. Now we're just two guys, a 36-year-old guy and a now 17-year-old guy. Today's his birthday. And so it's installed now anyway. No, I'm sorry to repeat myself. The last step now is to put the engine cover back on and rehook the battery. So the reason why we unhooked the battery, well, besides it's in the directions that we didn't quite follow all the way, is because when we hook the battery back up and start Casper, it will reset his brain, so then he can re-measure all the new air that's going in there. Anyway, here we go. Let's give it a wipe down and we'll get it all set up and running for you. Alright, you see we're got her idling here, or him rather. It's going to do a rev it up a little bit so you can hear the difference. Alright, successful installation of the K&N Typhoon Series Cold Air Intake 2013 Dodge Challenger SXT with the 3.6 V6. And if you want more how-to videos, not only mechanical but cooking and electrical and whatever else we can think of for doing how-to, go ahead and give us a subscribe. Alright, thank you.